Welcome back everyone to another PCO showcase video. This is the second pack by the pack creators Onion. It's called Copper Constructs, and this one was made by Ciscu, Insanial, Frenderman, and also Mr. Coco as well. Now this really is a really cool pack actually. It actually changes redstone in vanilla Minecraft to copper, and it actually uses lang files to change some of the items in game as well. Now for those of you that remember, the first pack that was made by the PCO was Onioncraft. It was kind of a little bit of a joke because of the fact that our server name had adopted the fact that it was an onion. We thought it'd be a bit funny to make a pack that simply changes beetroots, which most people, myself included, don't really like in vanilla Minecraft, to onions, because onions are pretty cool. You can have onion soup. Kind of makes sense. It was a cool idea. I really like doing it as well. So for this time, we've got redstone turned to copper, and I believe the team has also taken into account the fact that copper is getting added to vanilla Minecraft in 1.17. So I think they might have some interesting ideas for how to move forward with this project going forward, which is pretty epic. I'm excited to see what happens in 1.17 if they do choose to update it for 1.17. But without further ado, first of all, you can see here we've got copper coil, which is actually redstone wire. You can place this stuff on the ground as you'd expect, and of course, if it's a dot, it switches between its two textures as well. So you've got the X-shaped cross here, and of course just the dot. I really like this style that they've gone for with the wire, where you have a loop in the middle of an intersection. I think it looks really cool, especially like that as well. So yeah, I think it's a much better way of doing redstone for sure, a more interesting way of doing the shape of the texture anyway. I've never been a massive fan about how redstone, while it's on the floor, looks all grainy and powdery. It looks like it wouldn't really connect up properly, but this is just quite simply a straight cable, so it does make sense to my brain, and I do quite like it. We also have copper repeaters and also copper comparators as well, and those work exactly as you'd expect. You can change them just like you can in vanilla Minecraft, and again, the torch will light on, in quotation marks, on, when you turn the comparator on like that, which I think is quite cool. And yeah, I think it's pretty epic. We've got new textures here for all of these three items. Something that I really like, which actually wasn't intentional in the pack, I don't believe, is actually to do with crafting recipes. You can see here, if we go to craft a piston, it's actually now crafted with wood, cobble, iron, and copper coil, which actually makes a lot more sense in my opinion. Don't get me wrong, I like the fantasy vibe in vanilla Minecraft, where you actually have, redstone. It's like the fantasy electricity material type thing. But this makes a lot more sense in my brain. It looks more like something that you'd see in modded Minecraft, and I think it looks really good. On top of that, we also have a really cool custom model for when the power is on the cables. You can see there's an arc of electricity that comes out of the cables. It reminds me a lot of how something like a Tesla coil would work, and I think it's really cool. It really fits the vibe of the kind of like steampunk electricity cables type thing that they were going for with this for sure. I just think it looks really good, to be honest. I think it looks pretty epic. It's good stuff. Of course, we also have, once again, the cross and the dot as well, and they power up as you'd expect. So, oh, I forgot about that. Can I do that? Yeah, I can do that. Okay, so we got the cross, and the cross actually spins round, as you can see there in the middle. I really like that animation, and it actually times with the edges as well, which I think looks extra cool. And of course, we also have just the dot on its own, which just circles around. Honestly, that in itself just looks really cool. Like, I could just have that on the floor, and it just looks awesome in itself. Much better than redstone, obviously. And once again, we have repeaters and comparators. I'll show you these guys when they're on and off as well. Comparators, first of all, have a little beam of electricity going from left to right over the two pins at the back there, and they look really cool. And of course, the front torch can be turned on as well, and that will also get a little beam of electricity occasionally, which looks really neat. And as for repeaters actually have a really cool system. They, once again, have a beam of electricity passing between the two copper rods, as they're now called. But the longer the delay is on the repeater, it will actually change to a different set of animations, which get wider and make more sense depending on how far away the copper rods are. And again, you can see that when the repeater is changed, this little area of blue flowing electricity does also change with the copper rods as well. It's pretty epic. We also have copper blocks, and again, I can understand the difficulty with making a texture for this one, because obviously the redstone block in Minecraft gives out redstone all the time, but with copper you'd want it to be orange because it's copper. But of course, this thing does give out redstone. You can see if you put it next to a piece of wire, it just gives it out as you'd expect. So this idea of pulsating from orange to the intense blue, as you can see there, I think that's really nice, and I think it does look really, really good. You can see here we have all the different repeaters. You can see they have a completely different set of timings for each of the little beams that you have there. We also have I forgot what these were called for a second. They're observers. Observers have also been changed to incorporate the new quote-unquote redstone, where they have this kind of like orangey texture on the back. And as they get updated, it turns blue, and there's a little glow around the little copper plate as well. So again, all making sense with the redstone to copper vibe, because again, observers do usually have a little dot of redstone on the back, which you'd be able to see. So I really like that. Moving on from that, we also have the redstone lamp, which has now just been changed to be called lamp, as you can see, which again makes more sense considering it's not a redstone lamp anymore. And if we power this thing, you can see it glows bright blue instead of bright yellow, which again, this is more of a style choice because the redstone lamp doesn't actually glow red in vanilla, but I do still really like the vibe behind this, where it's kind of like the bluey, coppery electricity glow instead of the kind of yellowish, dull lamp that we have in vanilla Minecraft. So I do really like the way that that thing looks. It's very, very cool. You can see here, I've also got copper rods. Copper rods look sick. They look like a soul torch almost. Like I can see this being used for a soul torch in vanilla, to be completely honest. But yeah, I really like the way those things look as well. But as you can see here, we have all the different rails as well. In the top, in the interest of being completely consistent with all things across the vanilla spectrum, you see here we have redstone powered rails have also been changed to be copper colored. So first of all, powered rails have a little hint of orange at the side here, which glows up to be blue once they have power. I'm not gonna lie, I think this looks awesome. I think this looks really cool. I think the blue and the gold next to each other is a great vibe, and I really like the way it looks. You can see here we also have detector rails have also been changed to have the kind of coppery orange texture on the side. And if I get myself a minecart and run it over these things just quickly, you can see that they do also glow to blue as well, which I think looks quite nice. And of course, in the sake of consistency, we have activator rails, which once again glow bright blue once they've been powered by a redstone source like that. And as you can see here, the animation for the wire does look really good in my opinion. I think it looks awesome, the fact that it stretches all that way and they're all perfectly timed up to work as you'd expect. And finally, before we do round this one off, we also have ore, which I guess is actually called copper ore now. And copper ore has a very similar direction to the copper block in that it glows blue, but only when it's been activated, and I really like the vibe. I think it's really, really cool. So you can find redstone underground like this, and it will be this orange copper color that we've now found. And once you dig it or activate it or right-click it or whatever, it will then start to pulsate between the slightly brighter orange colors and the blue electricity color that we've come to associate with the copper cables. I think this pack is awesome. I really like what it's going for. I really like the idea behind it as well. And I'm really excited to see what happens in the future moving forward to 1.17. So if you haven't already, follow our account on Planet Minecraft. We're planning on releasing a lot more group projects going forward. And again, this was the second group project created by the team. This one was primarily made by Ciscu and Insanial, but also we had a few ideas from Frenderman and Mystic and probably a few of the other guys in the server as well. But yeah, overall, really great pack. I hope you guys enjoy it. Feel free to go download it if you want to use it in a Vanilla Plus type scenario. I think it's pretty epic. And yeah, other than that, I will see you in the future for some more videos. Next video out should be a Celesti video, but there might be some other stuff in the meantime, like VR videos or whatever else it would be. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you very much to Ciscu and Insanial for their great work on the textures and models in this mod, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take care, have a nice day, and bye-bye.